All right, aloha, and welcome to another episode of Mana'o at Home. I'm Trish da Dish, live and lively here from Backlit Buddha Studios, one of my favorite places in the whole world. That was my lovely partner in crime, Chino LaForge. Starting out with our little ditty. We are on our 66th episodes. Can you believe it? Oh, my goodness. Mahalo to Mana'o Radio, Michael Elam, and the Buddha crew, and of course, the wind beneath my sparkle wings here today is Cody Quintana. Literally, if it wasn't for him, we would not be live. So thank you so much, my tech wizard. Today we have a sensational, beautiful, fantastic, I'll say all the words. She's sweet and kind and gentle and has a little angst about her, which is what I love. And then also she tells the truth when it comes to songwriting. Heartbreak, family, pain, joy, everything from the mountains of Colorado all the way to the beautiful island of Maui. I'm very excited. I have never met her until today, which is one of my favorite things about interviewing people is just being your fan and then getting to interview you live. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the indie folk sweetheart, a beautiful mother, songwriter, artist, ceramist. I mean, this girl does everything. I cannot wait to talk story with her. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Desirae Garcia.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I got you in the studio. We've been texting we had like a little 3-month relationship. Mm-hmm. We would miss each other's calls and then finish each other's sentences.
True.
So thank you so much for agreeing to be a part. You are no stranger to Backlit Buddha Studios. You were just here on Sunday?
Was just here Sunday with Drew Martin.
Woo!
Also super great, lovely human and musician.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm familiar with Backlit Buddha, the Backlit Buddha family. They've been super supportive and kind and always always lift me up as an artist on Maui, which has really been special and important.
It's a cool creative hub. You know, you come in here and you can just kind of be yourself and be free and, you know, so thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking a story about your original music, your journey from being in a big band to stepping out and, you know, new territories. Mm-hmm. And then also becoming a mother. Oh, by the way, we're going to have a baby in my hand at some point during this episode. So you guys just stay tuned. She is the most beautiful angel, Juniper. So yeah, really happy to have Desirae here. She's going to wow you. So you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Without further ado, let's get to the show. What do you have for us first?
I'm going to start with a newer tune.
Ooh, lovely. Exclusive.
Called Give.
Give?
Yeah. Oh, it's not so new, but
it's new. It's new here.
Yeah, it's pretty new. It's reasonably new. The song is called Give. I'm just going to go right into it.
Lovely.
Heavy eyes, racing heart. Honey, that's the way it always starts. Giving you all that I've got. Feeding you nourishment I should be saving. I'm gonna give until you offer. I'm gonna give till there's nothing left at all. I'm gonna give until you offer. I'm gonna give till there's nothing left at all. And you tell me that you're weak. Honey, I'm gonna hold you, put your weight on me. You're stronger than you lead. Now I'm underneath you, giving you everything. I'm gonna give until you offer. I'm gonna give till there's nothing left at all. I'm gonna give until you offered. I'm gonna give till there's nothing left at all. And you dress like me, and you talk like me, and you tell me what you need, and I believe you. Heavy eyes, racing hard. Honey, that's the way it always starts.
Give. I love
Give.
it. I've been listening to you on Spotify, or the album you have on there, and I keep going back to a few of the songs. You know, they have like, I don't know if it's necessarily a hook, but you have a few lines that'll like really get you. Do you write all of your music about your life, or is it just you're a really good writer? Because I feel like you're a great storyteller.
I pretty much always write about my own experience, and at times I in the past have tried to like oh, I'm gonna write a story about not me.
Fiction is fun.
And then halfway through you're like, shit. I said I wasn't gonna, but
we're
halfway
not
through you're like, okay, so that's about me, and it's like impossible. I feel for me as a songwriter to like take myself out of the picture and not put my like perspective or my viewpoint, into the song. So
does it feel authentic?
Yeah, and then usually if I attempt to do that, then halfway through I just like end up learning like a lesson. I'm like reflecting something back at myself, which is good. But I mostly end up just writing about what I'm experiencing like in that moment.
Would you consider songwriting therapeutic in your life? Has it been something that's helped you in ways?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, me and Tempa just in the next room earlier were talking about how cool it is to be a songwriter and to feel like, everybody in life has like just major transitions, like one after the other, and we become like, we start as one person and we kind of like turn into another person, and we become so many versions of ourselves. And as a songwriter, we feel really fortunate to just like have this outlet to kind of process the changes.
Absolutely.
Or like document a period in time where you were. And it's fun to like keep singing those songs and to feel like, oh yeah, this is gonna like lose its weight someday, and then to realize it doesn't. It just like applies itself in like some different way in your life, like the feelings all kind of hang out and like evolve with you.
That's such a beautiful way to live your life. Then when you look back later, you can see it all.
Yeah.
It's almost like you already made your memoir or documentary. Just look at your oh, that's so wonderful. Well, we're going to be hearing songs, all originals today.
All originals.
All originals. Some new, some from the album from last year, and some from past albums. Maybe a few goodies from the band you were in.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe? Oh,
yeah.
maybe, yeah.
I was like, I didn't put them on the list, but yes, let's do at least one from yesteryear. That sounds great.
All right, so here we are live with Desirae Garcia. Don't forget to tip the talents. We've got the little Venmo up there. And thanks so much for joining us. What do you have for us next?
Let's do The Biggest Ache. This is also off of that Lengthy Sunny Spells, which isn't on Spotify at the moment anymore.
No.
But
the
you
album
can.
I was listening to is Dying to Break Your Heart. No,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's the last one before this one. Lengthy Sunny Spells I actually put out last year in February, and then I put it on Spotify and everything. And then I recently took it off of Spotify because I have a label is going to try and help me re-release it.
There you go.
Maybe at the end of this year. So that'll be back. But you can find the vinyl for it.
And I'm holding vinyl, which always makes me more happy. It's like pasta and vinyl.
Yeah.
Happiness.
Yeah, who needs wine? It's just vinyl. Pasta and vinyl. It's my
Pasta
kind of
and
life.
vinyl. That's going to be the name of my first album.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Feel I'm gonna love every man I've ever loved. better get my love. Feel I'm gonna lose every good thing that I've got. It's my fault. Ooh, do it every time. Shiver and a shake. Think of all the hearts I'd break. Mine's the biggest ache. Feel I'm tripping in every little hole, twisting but ain't broke. I don't wanna let you know. Leaving little parts with everyone I know. Please don't dispose. What if I need those? Shiver and a shake. Think of all the hearts I'd break. Mine's the biggest ache. Shiver and a shake. Think of all the hearts I'd break. Mine's the biggest ache. Shiver and a shake. Think of all the hearts I'd break. Mine's the biggest ache.
Woo woo! The crowd's going crazy. So I want to talk a little bit about Colorado because
Yeah.
you definitely have a beautiful Colorado vibe. Very earthy and down. I really like your energy. I feel like when you walk in a
Thanks.
room, you calm us down.
Oh, thanks.
As someone who's a little hyper, I appreciate that. And like I was saying in the little bio I wrote for you, you're calming yet invigorating. I don't know.
I love that part. I love that bio.
I love that I want to be quiet and listen to what you're saying, and hear the nuances in each chord. And then at the same time, I'm pumped up because I'm a woman and you're talking about real shit,
Nice.
and I appreciate that. So
Thank you.
is there a woman in your life that maybe empowered you, or did you grow up I know this is hard to say. Is there someone who really fed that, in you, the art and the sharing of your feelings? Because we are held down a lot sometimes when we grow up.
Yeah.
I feel like you've had a opening somewhere in your past.
Yeah. I mean, my family really encouraged art in general.
Wonderful.
Pretty much from like a really young age. It's like, oh, like they're bored, make art, and then as we like still like are attached to art, me and my brother and my sister, it's like it's just encouraged like more and more. It's like, oh, you like that? Like, oh, you're getting really it's like you're getting really comfortable or really confident with that. Like keep doing it, and music especially I feel was really like encouraged in all of us. My brother and my sister were in choir growing up, and I always just wanted to be like them. Like that's like what I knew, like they're older and they're confident and they're singing and I want to sing. And so I was in choir and then I was in show choir and like, just always wanted to be singing. And so that was really encouraged too. Yeah. So, and then as far as like women being empowering, I mean, my mom is basically a superhero. I grew up with a mom who's a nurse midwife and just like very loving and very attentive and just like
nurse midwife. Like right there, wow.
Totally. Like her whole job and
just to make sure you're
reality was to like help women to like bring babies through the portal into this realm, which to me when I look at it, I'm like, I mean, I get like queasy when I see blood, and like she's just like she's in it, and so supportive and just like making women feel like comfortable and so yeah.
Speaking of the
that's a big
portal,
deal.
Juniper
Yeah, you can
is
hear her.
have arrived, and she is your background singer. She is made of pure sugar. Seriously,
She's very
she's
sweet.
stealable, is what I
Also-
like to call her.
Also fierce, yeah.
Fierce singing. She's in our production room. But did you always want to be a mother, or is that something that just happened? Was that something that was in part of your plan, or
I think I
because
always
you're very natural?
I think I always wanted to be a mother,
like
but
it's
I it also turned off and on all the time. It's like you go through these phases where you're like, I could never do that. Like I can't even imagine a life doing
can't
that,
imagine.
or and then every once in a while you'd be like, man, I just feel like that I would love to do that, or I want to just experience that kind of love, Everybody says when you have a baby, like your whole heart splits open, and I feel like literally every friend that I have who's had a child has said those exact words, like your whole heart splits open. And I'm like, what does that feel like? Like, I just want to feel like that kind of love,
And your heart's walking around outside.
Yeah, it's outside of my body. Yeah,
Absolutely.
no longer on my sleeve.
Right on. Oh, you're so... so Juniper will be joining background singing for the second part of the set.
She knows we're talking about her.
We're here live on Mana'o at Home. Thank you guys so much for joining in. This is a fully volunteer supported show. So thank you to everybody who's here. Of course, Papa Pinata Johnny is right here, and this is the only place where you can buy tacos and then play music at the same time. It's pretty much, I love the full circle experience here. And then, of course, Tempa and Noor and Michelle's downstairs. We love you guys so much. And, of course, to everybody who supports the show. We wouldn't have this without you. Number 66. Did we find out what 66 was?
No, I didn't even.
Okay.
Before I fell asleep, I was like, I got some Googling to do. And then,
Googling.
the mom and me just slept so
All right,
well.
so if anybody knows what the significance of 66 is, please put in the comments.
All the sixes.
So here's another original tune by the wonderful Desirae Garcia.
Speaking of babies, this feels relevant. It feels like a lullaby. This is an older tune. This is off of Ill Fitting. Have you listened to that one, Ill Fitting?
I did not.
Oh, that's a fun one.
That's a fun one. Okay.
If you like the angst, that's in there. Yeah. So this is called Bed of Roses, a deep cut. Flyway, sentimental feeling. You weren't listening to the words I had to say, and now I'm ill-fitting. Make a bed of roses to lay my head upon when I'm fed up again. Make a bed of roses to lay my chest when my heart feels heavy. You've got a monkey on your back, says everything is yours, and yours is everything. Well, he may be right when he's wrong, he's so wrong. Why can't we get along? Why can't we make a bed of roses to lay my head upon when I'm fed up again? Make a bed of roses to lay my chest when my heart feels heavy. And I'm tired, I'm so tired. Did you take all the thorns from my bed? When I wake, I'll be wounded by all of the things that you did. Oh, on my back is an earnest, flyaway, sentimental feeling. You weren't listening to the words I had to say. Now I'm ill-fitting.
You're so cute. It's so cool to see you perform live and not like just what I've seen online. And it's almost like you're lost in a moment. And then as soon as you're done, you have this cute little childlike smile. Like, that's it. That's my song. It's so
Finished.
beautiful. Juniper, she wants to join us on stage here. We're going to have to get her up here sometime soon. Thank you to McKenna in the house. Woo-woo!
Life
How's
made
Chino
easier
doing?
by the village.
How's Chino doing on Switcher? Is he hired? He's good. Golden. See, this is the best. We just have this great team here. And, I want to go back to Colorado. We didn't get to really talk very much.
let's go back to Colorado.
Let's go back
I
to
miss
Colorado. Love it. Chino and I almost died in Colorado in a snowstorm in Vail. We had like a Nissan Maxima. Mm-hmm. It didn't have the chains on it. Wasn't making it up the hill. So what part of Colorado is your Fort Collins?
No, I was in Pueblo, Colorado.
Oh, Pueblo.
And that's where that the band, the Haunted Windchimes, that's the band I was in. We were located, stationed, home base, Pueblo, and then we'd kind of like drive up and down I-25 and drive all around in a van, West Coast and all of that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, we're in Southern Colorado.
How many members in that band?
4 to 5.
Okay, 4 to 5 in a
Yeah.
van. That works.
Yeah,
All
4
right.
to 5 in a van. It was like a, one of those big giant vans, like a 12-passenger.
Scooby-Doo van or
Give
like
it
beat up?
It was
Caravan? Dodge Caravan?
what was that van?
What-
Something like that.
80s, 90s, maybe had a wood
maybe
panel.
like 90s, no wood paneling. I wish it was just
Why
big,
was that
a big red
way?
van.
Let's put wood on a car.
I don't know, but I miss it. I think we should put wood back on the car.
I agree.
Really.
Non-flammable, of course.
I don't know. Can we make it non-flammable? Is it always flammable?
I think it is flammable.
Yeah.
It's firewood.
Yeah. Well, cars, they burn really easily anyways, If you light it up, it just goes, so.
So in Colorado, are you an outdoorsy kind of person? Hiking, skiing, snowboarding?
Absolutely not. Sports are
100%.
sports are not my forte, no.
You're in a scarf with a guitar by a fire drinking wine.
Yep, I always
Okay.
had that little knot in the back of my hair from like the scarf on your neck and that mat that you can't get out. You have to try and brush it out every 2 hours. Yeah, we that band, the Haunted Windchimes, we used to play a lot at like, ski towns
Lodges,
and
resort-
lodges,
yeah,
things like
events,
that.
festivals.
Yeah, I've been on a ski lift. Even those are scary to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm like coordinated, but like the speed of sports in a general sense is like, not my thing.
Skiing to me is a lot of different things going on all at once that could stab somebody. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm too clumsy. Snowboarding was great for me because it was latched to my body,
Yeah.
so I couldn't lose it or
Yeah,
it took me with you.
You still go pretty fast,
Yeah,
which is
it's-
like, I'm cool with like just driving in a car at high speeds,
What brought you to Maui?
I called my sister who was working on Maui and needed like a big change of scenery, and she was like, come out here, work for me at this henna shop for a few months in the busy season and then see how you feel. And when I got here, I remember I got off the plane and she was like, you're not leaving. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to be here for 3 months.
Oh,
and
I'm
then,
I'm ecstatic. You didn't
Yeah.
know?
and it's been like 4.5 years now. Yeah.
Likely story.
Right. That
Well, we're very
happens.
happy you're here. And you met your true love,
Yeah.
Tyler, and
Juniper.
Juniper. Let's
She didn't even exist when I moved here.
right? Or even a little bloop, nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who knew? Well, I could talk to you for 6 hours, but everyone wants to hear your music. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a little more goodness here. We're going to switch it up. Ooh, tell us about this fun instrument you're going to play for us next.
Oh.
You said
the
it's
guitar?
slight, but I think it's great.
What did I say? Oh.
Earlier, you were like, oh, this thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, this guitar was given to me by two of my favorite musicians on Maui, very good friends of mine, Earl South and Kevin. Everybody knows Kevin.
Kevin Garland.
Yeah, he drums
Woo.
in every band and
Earl,
plays
we miss
bass
him.
in every band.
He island hopped.
Yeah.
Out of here.
Yeah.
To Oahu.
We miss him.
6 bands miss him.
We miss him dearly. 6 bands miss him. And me, I miss him dearly. So yeah, they gave me this guitar for my birthday, not last year, the year before, I think. And they were like, "Oh yeah, it's just like this little beater. You know, you can play it, practice it, take it to the beach." And I was like, "I'm gonna put a pickup in it, and this is like the guitar now because I just love it so much." And you just know when you pick up an instrument, I think, if you like have a bond with it, you know, if you have a connection. And I mean, Earl knew when he picked it up, he was like, "Oh, I mean, this is like a good little guitar." And then I took it and I was like, "Yeah, this is a very good."
Too.
Yeah, and it's small. And Jack Johnson played it once. Oh, that was cool.
Done.
Yeah.
It's
he's
been
like,
graced with the love.
He asked my friend John Craigie, "Hey John, can I play your opener's guitar?" And I was like, "Say yes, yeah, say yes to that." So
we
cool.
love
He
John
played
Craigie.
that. I love John Craigie.
He just crushed it at the Mac.
He always
with
crushes
Desert
it.
Hollow.
Yeah.
He was such an interesting I met him. Sorry, we're not. Sorry.
I love it. Let's just talk.
He came. You know, the Brown Chicken Brown Cow string band. They have such a following, and he just showed up and was like, "I'm on island." Ended up playing 7 gigs and blowing everybody away. This is probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago, before he got the big pop.
I'm like, how do you even play 7 gigs in what I
he
assume
does.
is probably 1 week?
Exactly.
Every day.
He did. He was everywhere and he dazzled. I always called him a happier version of Bob Dylan. There's something really special about him. Yeah.
There's also something kind of like he's like so happy and so gentle, and there's also something like kind of quiet and sad too, which is like I love.
Yeah.
Just love that.
Which I'm drawn to.
Yeah, because everybody has it, you know. It's just like, how do you carry it? Like, how do you wear it? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. So what song are we gonna hear?
This is called "Baby's Way."
Baby's Way.
Also on "Lengthy Sunny Spells," that vinyl record you've got there. My heart. Baby knows my heart. Oh, it's a scary world when you can't say no, when you can't part. Baby's on his way. Baby's on his way. Oh, baby, never trust what I do, 'cause I did what I don't say. Oh, it's a big thing, but I'm looking at the old way. Feels like defeat, but I'm cleaning up the bodies. Gonna break. Oh, it's a sad thing when you aren't who you are. What a heartache. Baby won't get far. Baby won't get far. Oh, baby used to run, not walk. Now baby's gotta sit, stay. Oh, it's a big thing, but I'm looking at the old way. Feels like defeat, but I'm cleaning up the bodies. Oh, it's a big thing, but I'm looking at the old way. Feels like defeat, but I'm cleaning up the bodies. Clapping for that.
That
cameo.
was great. You have a hauntingness to you, haunted windchimes, but it's who were your influences? Who did you like listening to? Maybe not who you listened to, but who may have inspired your path.
I mean, this is always such a like, you would think that the amount of times that people ask you this question as a songwriter, like you would do, like, prepare yourself. We were talking earlier about how, like, if I don't have a set list when I sit down to play songs, I'm like, I don't even know one song. I don't know any because I don't have a list. Yeah. What is music? But the same with this question is, like, people will say, like, well, who were you influenced by, like, as a songwriter? And I'm always just like, I don't know any musicians. But I think, like, to be really honest, like when I first started writing songs, because I write really simply. Like I am not a Bob Dylan at all. Like I'm not, writing these huge, epic, long, complex stories. I mean, there are complex stories in the songs, but like said really simply, it's like you understand there's like 5 words instead of 12 or whatnot. But when I first started writing, because I write so simply, there's this songwriter named Madeline Adams, who I learned about in Athens, Georgia, and I guess she went to college there. I don't know if she's from there but she had this album called The Slow Bang, and there's just something like so simple and so like perfectly phrased and beautifully sad, but also like hopeful, that was like, oh man, like I think I just stopped writing songs for like 6 months and I just played that album. Like I learned every song, and I still play those songs like often. So some things like that. And then I also love like Jeff Tweedy, like everything he's ever written. He does the same thing where like, I'm reading his book and he's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, a lot of those songs I just took words and like put them down and they didn't mean anything. And I'm like, how is that possible? Because it's like the simplest, most beautifully sophisticated statement. You know what I mean?
With Wilco, he would elevate that music and make it. I'm from Chicago. When I started music journalism was in Chicago, and he was king.
Yeah.
And you have that. I feel like maybe you were part of a band where every band member was really talented, and
everybody wrote.
Yeah, and now you're all off on your own path. I'm interested in what that feels like coming from such a maybe not successful, but a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
And then going off on your own and stepping in front.
Yeah.
And being solo.
How do you feel?
Which one do you enjoy? And then also, what's the?
I love playing in a band. I love playing like with a band. I love
in a band.
I love playing with that band in particular. I mean, it was really magic. Like what we did together. There were 4 songwriters in that band, and so every album was really kind of like diverse. Like you had like. We all had like our favorite songs on every record, which was like, oh, this song is, so-and-so wrote, and this song so-and-so wrote. And they were all a little bit different, but they were all like folk music, they're all like rooted in folk music. And it was really nice to play with them because you could kind of, you'd play like 3 of your own songs, and then the rest of them you would just like get to like enjoy the ride and not worry and not be like nervous. You're just like, I'm just like gonna sing backups and like try not to mess up this part, but when you're singing your own music, there's this like kind of like fear underneath where you're like, is this a good song I wrote? Am I gonna mess up the words? Like what if I like start to sometimes you like slip into this like weird little like daydream when I'm playing. I shouldn't say you because I can't talk for every musician, but sometimes I kind of slip into this little like daydream, and then when I come back to, I'm just like, where am I? And you're like, oh, now I'm singing the second verse again, or something. I messed it up, and now no one knows what I'm saying.
Some people are really in tune with you, and some people are on their phone.
Yeah. So that being said, it's like when I'm playing by myself, and not with a support system of other musicians, that security blanket goes away, and you have to just be like, courageous. Is this song good? 100% of the time, and I kind of find myself just like closing my eyes and going into myself, because it's easier that way than to be like aware of the space around me and to be wondering like, do you like this? Or like, oh, that guy likes it. Like I get too distracted by like what's around me, and so I kind of just like go inside and like play the song and like remember what it means to me and like just sit with it,
Well, as a fan of music, authentic music, thank you. That's what we want.
Oh, thanks.
I appreciate it. Keep it coming. And sometimes I was watching you do close your eyes. You have to find that moment.
Yeah.
And you're an artist. Sorry, babe. It's going to be your life. You're not retiring ever.
There are people
you know that,
out
right?
there. Yeah.
There are people out there that understand you, okay? All right, guys, don't forget this is a gig. So please tip the talents. We have their Venmo up there, Desirae. And then also Cody is volunteering his time. He's at CQ Audio. You can follow her on Desirae Garcia. We only have so much time left. We're doing pretty well. But it's zooming, man. We're going through this.
It goes by.
I have so many things I want to talk to you about. Then you're talking about something, and then I go, spiderweb. I want to ask her about that. So we're going to have to hang out again.
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions.
I love it. Let's do it.
So right now you're going to be sharing another tune. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for tuning in to Mana'o at Home. Thank you, Desirae. Desi, already my friend.
We go way back.
Way back. Trish and Des. All day.
I hope so. All I run from follows me. You said I need this, you said you needed me. All I was needing, all I was leaving follows. All I was fighting, turns out I needed time. And the sun is warm, and the water's cold, and I'm not so lonesome without you. Countdown to healing, countdown to feeling full. Time is still passing, I'm still a romantic fool. You're still not sleeping, I am still dreaming of you. Time is still passing, I am still cooking for two. And the sun is warm, and the water's cold, and I'm not so lonesome without you. 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 And the sun is warm, and the water's cold, and I'm not so lonesome without you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Desirae Garcia with her backup singer, Juniper.
Ooh, Juniper.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's nothing better than hearing her daughter sing with her.
Those baby sounds.
Pretty much, I love the video you shared today. She's on the ground crawling. First time today.
First time today, she crawled like a
Woohoo!
distance.
It was a big day.
Like 6 feet.
Wow. And now she's trying to crawl out of the studio and eat all of the cables.
Yeah, she
so.
was. I looked over for a second, and she was like crawling into a flight case. You know those flight cases for all the cables that could live in. She was like, I was like, she's gonna go inside of there and like nestle with.
I live here now.
Cords. Yeah, I live here now. Exactly.
When you were pregnant, did you play music?
Yeah.
I know this is. I mean, did you have that guitar on the belly or the ook?
I mean, I really tried to make sure she got some like good vibrational energy in there, and it also made me feel a lot better because the first 3 months that I was pregnant I was so sick, and the only time I felt not nauseous,
you're like, isn't this supposed to be beautiful?
was like rehearsing. Yeah, it was
yeah.
so good. It was like when I would, because I was playing with Kevin and Earl, of course we discussed this, and my friend Jason Lucero on guitar, and we would have these little band practices, and I'd come in with my little ginger candies and coconut water and just be like, hey guys, I'm gonna sit on the stool because I just don't feel that good, you know. Motherhood feels gnarly. But yeah, then I would start playing, and the guitar on the belly, and you know, the very small, not noticeable belly even yet, but like it just felt so much better. Everything felt, I could get out of my body, you know, and just share that with little Juniper before she got here.
And now every day you're playing music to her. Did you stop? Have you just been playing the whole time?
There's a lot of times where I am just like, I'm too tired to like pick up my guitar or like, you know,
You've
but then
been
you
busy
can
lately though.
Yeah, but then you can like put on a record, you know, and she likes to listen to music. And
speaking of records, woo, woo, woo,
nice segue.
My own copy. So vinyl also outsold CDs and everything else again, or for the first time ever sold out everything this year.
I heard that.
How exciting is that?
Yeah, that's
when
super
exciting. When you chose
exciting.
to press the vinyl, is that just something nostalgic in your life, or why did you just the sound quality? I'm always intrigued.
Yeah.
I love vinyl. I think
I love it.
Vinyl.
It's a whole thing. It's like instead of just putting on a CD and listening to it in your car, which is like the only place people listen to CDs now, is in their cars.
Because that's where the most.
And I love to listen to music when I drive. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but vinyl is this whole like ritual. It's like you have to like take it out and.
Be careful.
Be careful with it and put the little needle on it, and it makes the little crackle at first, and then halfway through you have to flip it over. And like the coolest thing about vinyl, I think, is that like the B-sides are almost always the best. You know, it's like, how do I want to start the record? I want to keep them here. But then you flip it over and like everybody gets a little weird on it. You know, they're like, well, you're here now, so like you flipped it, like I got you. You know, so I just wanted to have that like as a songwriter to like be on a side B that like he still has a listener, or to have someone who gets to participate and like flip the record like halfway through dinner or whatever.
There is something really magical about having this in your hand than a stream.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look at all these streams and likes. You know, are we gonna in 30 years talks about streams and likes? You know, or am I gonna hand this to my, you know, someone in my life that I want to, you know, so.
Yeah, and there's still like that element of mystery. Like that person bought a record, but like, will they ever listen to it? How many times did they listen to it? Like, I have no idea. I can't look at that, you know?
Or they just like the picture and it becomes the background.
Yeah, totally. Or like,
you have beautiful photographer friends. Every one of your photos, you know, like some people work with the same photographer. I was, you know, gathering photos to talk about you online, and I thought, oh my goodness, it's almost a different person in each photo. No, you're a different person.
Yeah.
They captured you in a different light, or I didn't really know what you look like.
Yeah.
Every photo is different, or a different mood. You have
That's cool.
a unique vibe.
Yeah.
You know how some people just have like one look?
Yeah.
You are not one look. You are not Zoolander.
Before this, I always had like a different haircut too. So if you go back far enough, you're like, oh, right, who's that? I don't know. That girl's 12. But yeah, you know, it just goes back.
So we have time for a few more songs, which I'm very excited about. What was the one? I wrote it down that I love. It's called Hardly Are You Lonely for Me.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's on my list.
That song, I love the lyric. You said something about at the bottom of the glass of your bottle, I'm a flower on the ocean floor. Wow. I love that line. It really struck out.
That, I will say, I can relate to Jeff Tweedy when he says like, and then I put the words there, and there they were words, you know? But at the same time, like it feels like it holds some significance too, you know? You're like this peaceful little thing like underneath this whole world of like sometimes chaos or whatnot.
To-do lists and who knows.
Yeah currents.
Yeah exactly.
And then, you know, you get to just like kind of like move around within that, you know, and not be rigid. So yeah, Still some significance.
And this
there.
song is on Spotify, just so you know.
Some of it's on Spotify.
Some of it's on Spotify. We're not promoting that, but if you want a little...
This record, though, Ill Fitting, is like, I mean, so much of my heart is in this little 7-inch record, which I still have, like, I don't know, like 12 of them left, maybe.
But what a beautiful thing to share about your journey. It shows where you are as a songwriter and what your sound is and where you were emotionally.
Yeah, and this was actually the first time I just did it all myself. Like, I played the bass and I played guitar, because I always played the baritone ukulele before that, and I like put it all together with like a 4-track tape recorder, you know, and I just played with it. And like when I was done, I had these like 4 songs, and my little musical family was like, "Oh, we should put this out." And I was like, that was Blank Tape Records at the time. And I was like, I don't know, is it good? I don't know. Should we put it out? I just made it for fun, you know? But I really enjoyed it. And so we ended up putting it out on 7-inch record from tape, and like mastered it to tape and everything. And yeah.
Thank you.
It ends
for
up being
it.
like one of my very favorite things that's ever happened. It was like the beginning of me being like, oh my God, I exist. I can do this, you know? I can be myself without other humans, which is like a big deal to realize.
Huge. And to not care about, just all the noise. You're like, oh, this is me.
Which is kind of what the song's about. Yay. Full circle. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Desirae Garcia.
Don't you want to see me happy anymore? Did you ever want to before? Well, honey, I'm a long way from the bottom of the bottle. I'm a flower on the ocean floor. Oh. Hardly are you lonely for me. Never tell you that I'm sorry anymore. Promise that I meant it before. Well, honey, I'm a long way from the bottom of the bottle. I'm a flower on the ocean floor. Oh. Hardly are you lonely for me. Would it be different if I told you that I need you every day? Every day. Would it be different if I held you? Ooh. I don't think I wanna care all about you anymore. Maybe if you gave more back than before. Well, honey, I'm a long way from the bottom of the bottle. I'm a flower on the ocean floor. Oh, hardly are you lonely for me.
And it's interesting, when I first heard the song, it's just called Hardly Are You Lonely. And then I listened to the song and you're like, Hardly Are You Lonely for me? Like, what's up?
She's like, I like
in
your
the nicest way.
Said very sweetly.
Very sweetly. Are you missing the cold of Colorado, or you're fine?
I don't think I miss the cold.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, sometimes I miss like a vintage coat, you know?
Or a scarf or some kind of sweater that your grandma. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like a fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
I miss like a fireplace.
Absolutely.
But last year we went to Volcano National Park and stayed at the Volcano House, and they had this like in the lobby, this like big fireplace with like all these rocking chairs. Like I just like stood in front of the fireplace and was like, that like smell and like the crackling, and I like a crackle, I guess, of record, of fire. Yeah, so that was really nice. I was like, it feels like Colorado, which is like the silliest thing to say inside of a volcano,
no,
but yeah.
It's got it. Growing up in the Midwest is like some of my boots at the bottoms would be melted. because I have the foot up by the fire. You can always tell the fire.
Yeah, or like when you take your socks off at a campfire and like put them next to it to kind of get them warm, and then you get like the holes
little
in the
frills.
socks. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the little hairs always ignite immediately.
Yeah.
That's fun.
See, I miss all of that. That's nice.
But then you see whales when you're driving here today.
So good. Yeah, and then they leave, and like the whole rest of the year, I'm just like, where's
they? Maybe there's a few.
Yeah. I want
to give a shout out to Tyler and Moana Glass.
Yeah.
You come, your whole family. I was going to say he's a glass blower, and you are ceramicist.
Ceramicist, yeah.
Ceramicist.
Yeah, or potter. But both are great. I'm a potter.
And you could probably sculpt. You're a sculptor of sorts.
I love sculpting, but maybe don't have the patience for it. Yeah. I like a wheel. I like a good vase. You know, just like turn it on the wheel and like pull it. Yeah.
Now, with Juniper, she's obviously, something's going to fall. Like, what's going to happen? Is she going to be a visual artist, music?
Yeah, Tyler jokes and says she'll probably be an accountant.
Yeah.
You know, there's like too much art around.
She'll be the lawyer who takes care of everything.
Oh my God, please.
You'll be the artist that opened the studios or your ceramics.
I hope she's a CPA. Like, I need one of those.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Can you read this contract for me? Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go create.
Help me with my taxes.
I love that.
Yeah. Being an artist is hard.
We have time for, we'll say 2 more songs.
Okay.
Do you have any gigs coming up you want to talk about?
Oh.
I know that you've got back on the scene, having a baby. It's not like you get to
Yeah, I actually feel
like you're so active.
She turned like 5.5 months, and there were like these like 3 gigs like right away, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. And then immediately realized like I really have to shake it off a little bit. You know, I haven't really played out since. I guess the last shows
a year
were probably when Craigie was in town last year.
So over a year ago.
Yeah. Because I was in that first trimester, and I was like, this is hard.
You're giving it, and you're like, nope.
Yep. I might cry at any moment. Yeah. Not because I want to, because it's just in there. Yeah. It's been like a year. So, yeah, I'm starting to get to play out more.
Do you feel new albums soon, or do you have a collection?
I'm writing a new album. Well, like I said, so
I am.
Yeah. Oh, so funny you should ask. I can't shut it off or I'll die. But yeah, so this record, Lengthy Sunny Spells, that you have, like I said, was like on streaming services and everything, and technically put it out last February, but that'll be coming out sometime this year. I'm thinking towards the end of the year, I bet. And then I'm working on a new album, but I can tell it's not quite done yet because, you know, first of all, there's only 5 out of probably 10 or so songs. But I also don't know what it's called. I don't know, like it has a vibe flow. For sure, but like you know, the story is being writ.
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, it's real time. So new songs happening. Actually, and the next one on the list is a brand new song.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, it's brand new.
You guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Mana'o at Home. I'm Trish da Dish. We got a few more from Desirae Garcia.
I'm not a desert girl, I am a bathtub baby. Water in the air, please. Thinking I could make this work, but I've been rolling in the dirt, not asking what I'm needing. Did I ever wonder why I needed more? Did I ever ask myself my long-term goals? I'm restless, never gonna grow out of it. Maybe near the end I'll look back and know this about myself. Born on the plains till we move again. If I wanna go home, then where am I gonna run to? Mid-century nest in the storage unit. Everything can be replaced if I never come back to. Did I ever wonder why I needed more? Did I ever ask myself my long-term goals? I'm restless, never gonna grow out
beautiful. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here.
Thanks for
I
having me.
hope you had fun.
I had so much fun.
Doesn't it go quick?
Yeah, it goes really quick. I love the talk story too. That's nice.
That's good.
That feels good.
That feels good. Yeah. And I feel like it's a safe space for artists to open up. And that's why I love doing this show. Because when you're on stage, even if you're in a solo act or maybe you have a big crowd, you'll have those little moments in between where you share a little nugget. But I'm like, ooh. And that's kind of how, you know, this show came about, or just in general, me being a music journalist, is I want to know more. I want to know the goods. And thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for creating a space where we can share and encouraging that.
Thank you. You have one more?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We got one more from Desirae Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here to this amazing show, all volunteer supported. I cannot thank Backlit Buddha Studios enough, Mana'o at Home, Mana'o Radio, and of course, this is supported by Venture Physical Therapy, and my friend James Bowersocks has a new kids clothing company called Pin Drop, so congratulations to him. I'll get you some hip stuff.
Noted.
Hip stuff. And she's like, noted, kid stuff, artists, love it.
Yeah.
And you guys, this is all online. If you didn't tune in live, go to mana'oradio.com and then click on Mana'o at Home. And then also YouTube, fancy. That's actually the best way I like to watch it, because YouTube smooths it all out, smooths out the edges. So you just look for Mana'o at Home on YouTube, and you're number 66, baby.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Love it. You guys, I really appreciate you. One more song from the lovely Desirae Garcia.
Thanks again for having me, and happy birthday, Mom.
Yay! Happy birthday, Mom!
It was like 2 days ago, but
Well, we're going
this is
with
like
it.
the birthday show. All right, ready? Last one? Last one.
Final.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Last one. Only love me when I'm, yes, please, begging. Only want me when I'm feeling naked. Wait for me to trip, stumbling. And I didn't look back, and I didn't look back. Only want me when it's you, dear center. Only love me when you're confident, slender. Waited for me to slip, needing. I knew better than that. I knew better than that. Funny thing about placing a bet in, I was betting on a blind hand like a young girl does. I wouldn't change that. Only love me when I'm, yes, please. Only want me when I'm feeling. Waited for me to trip, stumbling. And I didn't look back, and I didn't look back. Ooh, ooh.
Happy birthday, Mom!
Happy birthday, Mom. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Desi, D, my new friend. Love you so much.
We
Seriously.
go way back.
We're going to have to get you back on here or some way back at Backlit Buddha Studios. We're a big fan of you. And thank you so much for gracing the Gold Room and just being a special part of the Maui music community. Now we've embraced you. It's called the Embrace.
It feels like a really big hug, like the biggest one.
Yes, absolutely. And shout out to all your friends and all your fans and everybody who's watched the show today. And just thanks for supporting live music. Buy vinyl, like, love, share, follow. Where can we find you on Instagram?
Desilulian.
That's right.
Yep. Desi,
And then
Lou,
Desirae Garcia
Lion.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah, Desirae Garcia
Wonderful.
Music on Facebook.
And you guys, if you're just tuning in, you can get this show live at ManaoRadio.com and also on YouTube. Really appreciate you.
Thank you
Hope
so
you have
much.
a beautiful day. Thank you so
You
much to
too.
Juniper for the background vocals.
Yes.
Mahalo to Cody and, of course, my team. I love you guys so much. Chino, Backlit Buddhist Studio, and, of course, Pinatas and everybody. Michael Elam. And, yeah, Stephen Holding for capturing all the magic. Woo! And, yeah, I'm Trish da Dish. I love you. This show is so important to me, and I'll be back next month with another extraordinary artist. For now, keep it real, take care of each other and yourself. Peace.